Greetings from LA, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today, if you don't mind, I would very much like to continue on with our journey, our discussions, our discoveries, and our explorations with respect to the recent releases made by the Criterion Collection during this year of 2023. And specifically, I'd like to focus our attention on a set which we have begun speaking about before, and it's the set which has been designated by Criterion collectively at spy number 1194, and it is this, which is Tod Browning's Sideshow Shockers. This is the multi-disc Blu-ray set. It's a fascinating set from Criterion for many reasons, one of which being the films that are contained with it. Let's focus our attention, if I may, on one of such films. This is a work which is described as being from the year 1927, and it is from the filmmaker. Indeed, the filmmaker is Tod Browning, and the name of this work is The Unknown. This is the work, the wild film from 1927. This is what a film this is. This is a work which is from Tod Browning. It is credited to story by Tod Browning and then a scenario by Waldemar Young. And we have among its cast, its great cast, we have people like Norman Carey and Joan Crawford, and starring the one, the only Lon Chaney as Alonzo, and Joan Crawford as Nanon, and Norman Carey as Malabar. This is a kind of ultimate love triangle at the very heart of this work, which is part of the Tod Browning Sideshow Shockers Criterion release. It is this film, which is The Unknown. Wow! What a film this is. And if we were to try to focus on the plot or story structure of this, once again we find ourselves in the carnival circus atmosphere, and we have the performers here, the strength displayed by Malabar, and we have the act, the knife throwing act in terms of Nanon and Alonzo. And we also understand that there is some attraction here in terms of Alonzo and his feelings for Nanon, and also Malabar and Nanon. But there are some interesting details along the way that are introduced to us, the viewer, and also to the world of this circus, a carnival intrigue, because indeed that's what it is. There is so much deceit and duplicity and deception here that is, again, part of the great entertaining thrill of Tod Browning's story, as well as the great performances. And what do I mean by this duplicitous nature here? Well, first of all, we have Alonzo, and we understand that Alonzo is without limbs or without arms, specifically. However, we also understand that Alonzo is feigning this particular physical condition because of certain aspects of his past that he's trying to run away from or trying to hide for purposes of his identity. Now, then comes into the equation the things that he has done in his past and what he is trying to do to make amends or probably start a new life. And that holds certain possibilities in terms of his feelings for the Joan Crawford character, Nanon. Now, I mentioned that he has the appearance of being without arms, but he is hiding this. In other words, he is faking this physical condition, because in fact, not known to pretty much most of the world of the film, The Unknown, he is actually with arms. He is just, pretending to be without arms for, again, reasons that will become clear as the film progresses in terms of his past. And Therein lies one of the great levels of intrigue of this film, because there's the element of crime, or the criminal element or criminal past when we get into the intrigue of Alonso's character. We also have the very quite intriguing setup in terms of what he is willing to do in order to essentially keep his real identity hidden, and pretending to be in a certain physical condition where in fact he is in fact not in that physical condition. But the people in the world seem to believe that he is without arms because of the way he acts and the way he carries himself. But certain aspects of the love triangle and the melodrama and Nanon and Malabar, etc., they seem to get in the way. Along with that come certain plot twists that essentially risk threatening the very fragile existence of Alonso, thus perhaps luring him back to the world of crime and committing crimes and deceit and treachery and murder. And therein lies yet further tales, because these are parallel tracks that are also very connected. How far Alonso is willing to go and what he is willing to do for the love of this woman that he knows, the Joan Crawford character. And my goodness, the choices that he makes, the twists and turns that this film takes in our journey with the Lon Chaney character here, and what he decides to do, how that impacts the people around him, and the shock value, or the potential shock value, that is in store for everyone concerned, including us, the viewers. This is a shocking spectacle indeed. I mean, this is the namesake of the Blu-ray set here, Sideshow Shockers. Well, here is a shocker film in terms of how willing or how far the characters are willing to go in order to achieve what it is they want to achieve, and the twists of fate, or potential twists of fate along the way, and the sort of areas of, say, immorality and morality that seem to clash, and that have maybe certain potentials for our characters to make one choice over the other. And that too might have its degree of shock and a sort of abrupt sense of chill or horror even, whereas also giving way to this great sense of drama or melodrama, the soap opera aspect, who is in love with whom, etc., and unrequited love, and jealousy and treachery. I mean, this is the stuff of Tod Browning cinema entertainment to the max, and you combine with it the great performances, Joan Crawford, the legendary Joan Crawford here, the subject of many people's affections in this film, and then we have the legend that is Lon Chaney. It's a real, it's such it's a brutal role, and it's a role that has the heights and depths of like a real twisted morality tale, but how it proceeds. I mean, we follow Lon Chaney, and we see the sort of the angst and depths and the emotional turns that his character undergoes. It's a remarkable performance. It also is very physical for the reasons that or for many reasons, some of which I've alluded to over the course of this discussion here. I mean, it is a shocker of an entertaining film. It's if you haven't seen it, I suggest trying to read. Don't read anything about. Just watch it. I mean, if you've enjoyed the other Tod Browning films in the set, I'm sure you will enjoy The Unknown. I mean, it is full of twists and turns, and jaw to the floor type of things that happen here. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning work, and the setups are intriguing, and the suspense is intriguing, is just alluring and gripping, and the set pieces, just how it goes from plot twist to plot twist to plot, and what's going to happen, and viewers, it really takes us on a type of roller coaster, because we are on one end, maybe we are feeling sympathetic with some characters, but then our sympathies turn because of certain events that happen, and it becomes almost to the point of quite shocking indeed. So what a film this is, and it's a great inclusion in the set. Another great example of the genius, the cinematic talents of Tod Browning and company. Not to mention, of course, the great performances here included, in which are Joan Crawford and the one, the only, the legend that is Lon Chaney. It is this work which is The Unknown. The Criterion Collection has released this set, Tod Browning's Sideshow Shockers, this multi-disc Blu-ray set. One such Blu-ray, which is what I have in the machine right now, includes two films, The Mystic and The Unknown. And when you put the disc into the machine, you have your choice of selecting one or the other. So it's hard to see in terms of how I've set up my camera here. I apologize, but it does say The Unknown, The Mystic, and you have the Blu-ray menu here. One side here says The Mystic, the other side says The Unknown. So and then when you select one, let's select The Unknown, it takes you to the Unknown film menu or sub-menu. Movie chapters, commentary. We'll talk about that a little bit later, about the score, and also Sideshow Tod, which is a supplement. Again, we'll talk about the supplements connected with or found in relation to this area of the Blu-ray disc in regards to The Unknown. But before we go to that, let us turn to the booklet, because among many great traits of this booklet, which we will talk about in a separate video, there are notes on page 36 about the restorations. So with respect to The Unknown, it says here, and I quote, "The Unknown reconstruction and restoration were undertaken in 2022 by the George Eastman Museum from the only two surviving nitrate prints, a French language version in the museum's collection and a Czech language version are in Prague. The film is presented in the aspect ratio of 1.33 to 1 and was restored in 2K resolution." So we have this really remarkable restoration work done for purposes of this presentation of The Unknown, or which are, I should say, form the basis of this presentation from Criterion of The Unknown, and it looks splendid. Absolutely splendid, and it's pristine. It's sharply delineated. It has this clean look to it, which just makes it it's so alluring, and it's so wonderful, delicious to watch. It's a true testament to the great, I think, work done with the restorations across the world here, with very limited resources and limited prints according to the materials, or according to the information to be had in this booklet, which is also, by the way, when you play the movie, you'll get some preliminary notes prior to the start of the film about the restoration work, so you can actually read more details there. It's great stuff, very inspirational, and it's a wonderful way to preserve this film, The Unknown, for these and many other generations to come, courtesy of releases like Criterion and elsewhere. So great stuff all around. And then, as I referred to earlier, there are a number of supplements. The first up, let's talk about the commentary track. Yes, this film has a commentary track, and when we press the button, it takes us to the sub-menu. I like to see the sub-menu notes here. So it's good to have it for purposes of this commentary track. And I quote, "This commentary track, recorded in 2023, features author and Tod Browning biographer David J. Scull. To listen to the commentary while viewing the movie, press the audio key on your remote at any time." So here we have another David Scull commentary track, and it's a real great one. It has, he has such a great command of the working relationship, the Tod Browning biography and filmography, and also making note of sort of the Hollywood machinery and intrigue that led up to many points of Tod Browning's career, including The Unknown, working with Joan Crawford, etc. But also, I should say, one of the key artistic collaborations is that between Tod Browning and Lon Chaney. So, and this being one of the key examples of that, and and what the artist brought to the table. So this is also part of the discussion that David Scull makes here. It's another great. I enjoy this commentary track thoroughly, absolutely thoroughly. I think I should point out that again, it's not to any discredit of the commentary at all. I think there's maybe one place or where a certain maybe some terms or phrases are used, which is maybe similar to the discussion that might have been had with regard to another film in this set, Freaks. If you recall, with Freaks, there were some kind of messages to start. It said maybe viewer discretion advised or listening discretion is advised for purposes of some of the language or terms that were used to describe some of the physical states of being for some of the performers that might be or that are considered to be offensive language. And so I think there are certain points, very, very few, very, very rare, but there are certain points where I think some phrases in the commentary track might also be considered to be offensive in certain circles. That being said, I didn't find any viewer discretion or listener discretion warning at the start of this film or anywhere in the commentary track. But again, I don't want to take anything away from the great commentary track by David Scull. I think it's incredible. It's absolutely really just a very informative commentary track. Overall, just absolutely brilliant stuff. And then moving on to another supplement or another note about The Unknown. There's a note about the score, and it says here, presented with The Unknown is an original score written and recorded in 2023 by composer Philip Carley. So that's an interesting note. I like that type of information. That's really great. And then going down to the next supplement here, note that there isn't a supplements submenu that we go here. It's just all in the Unknown Blu-ray menu here. The last of which is called Sideshow Tod, an interview with Megan Abbott. And when you press on this, it'll take you to the Megan Abbott interview, and also talking about Tod Browning. This is overall approximately 32 minutes. It is great, absolutely great. It is talking about all of the films, not just The Unknown. It is talking about the other films. So it's talking about The Mystic, it's talking about Freaks, it's talking about The Unknown. So there's a sense about, if we were to speak about some of the comments that Megan Abbott makes about The Unknown, there's this idea of anxiety and angst and a type of pressure, and how that has a sort of grand guignol quality to it, because it manifests in a type of physicality of performance that has the potential of turning quite gruesome. Indeed. So those are really great comments that Megan Abbott makes, as well as comments about the other films as well. So I strongly suggest that one can consider this specific supplement, Sideshow Tod, an interview with Megan Abbott, as being a comprehensive supplement. It is not just about The Unknown, but it is also about the other films in this set. So my strong suggestion is, please watch all of the films first, Freaks, The Unknown, The Mystic, and then you can go to the disc which has The Unknown, go to the Unknown film menu, and it'll take you to this comprehensive and brilliant discussion from Megan Abbott. Again, Sideshow Tod, an interview with Megan Abbott. I should point out here, again, kind of peculiarity of this particular Blu-ray set from Criterion. For whatever reason, when I press this particular supplement or this particular entry, it doesn't give me any language here to describe what the supplement is. It just goes straight into it. So we've seen this before, where the Blu-ray menu doesn't always provide us with that informative description of the supplement. Just go straight into the supplement, which I miss. I really like to have that description. I mean, you get it in the commentary selection here like that, but you don't get it when you press on the Sideshow Tod. At least I don't when I press on the button to take me to the Sideshow Tod Megan Abbott interview. So it would have been nice to have had a little bit of an extra explanation, description about what that was. But well, very, very minor point. And otherwise, just it's a great, great discussion. So please check it out. Once again, it's comprehensive. So please check it out. I strongly recommend checking it out after you've seen all the films. And then just to round out our discussion of The Unknown, let me draw your attention very briefly to the booklet. It's a wonderful booklet, as you can see. We will talk more about this booklet overall when we get to a separate video discussion about the set, the packaging, etc., and the great comprehensive essay that's included with this booklet. But if we were to try to find any sections that are specific to The Unknown, we can find, for instance, starting on page 10, the specific section on The Unknown, including a write-up here on the following page 11, and then details about the specifications: 1927, 67 minutes, black and white, silent, 1.33 to 1 aspect ratio, and then cast details, and then credits, which continue on to the pages 12 and 13, along with this great picture motif and the artwork. And we'll talk about the artwork again in a separate discussion, a video discussion. But those are the details of the pages that are specific to The Unknown. And I should also point out, again, there is the comprehensive essay, Tod Browning's Ballyhoo Art, and we will talk about this comprehensive essay in a separate video discussion. But this is the Farron Smith Nemi essay. It's a really great essay. It is covering in a very it's a wonderful overview into the world of Tod Browning, and all of the films are discussed. But I should point out that there is some section that is specific to that can be said to be specific to The Unknown. So. And it's well organized in that way. It's a great essay. We'll talk about the Farron Smith Nemi essay when we talk about the packaging and other aspects of this set overall in a separate video. But anyway, that is the section of the booklet that could be said to be specific to The Unknown. And yes, just to conclude our discussion, wow, what a knockout this film is. It is wild. It just goes places that it is a wild ride indeed. And Sideshow shockers, yes, if ever there was a Sideshow shocker, I think The Unknown fits the bill to a T. So if you're if you're enjoying the works of Tod Browning, you haven't seen The Unknown yet, I think you're in for a real a Tod Browning ride indeed. This is the work which is The Unknown. All right, my dear friends, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well. And please keep on watching a lot of great, great, great movies, including The Unknown, including other films by Tod Browning, including other films in the Criterion collection, and beyond. So until the next video, my dear, dear friends, stay strong, stay safe, and cheers.